Hey guys, it's been a while since we've done a Meet the Collection video, and since I did recently add a new snake, I figured what better time than now. So we're going to introduce a snake to you that comes from somebody that I've followed for a long time, but I've never had a snake from in my collection. I've admired some of the animals this person's produced and some of the work they have done, so now you're going to get a chance to see what it is I added. All right, so as promised, I said we're going to show off the animal that I added recently. So I happened to be going with a friend to the White Plains reptile show that's now back after it hadn't been there for a while. Almost just dropped him. So I was going through, not planning on adding anything. I saw this animal and I knew there's a couple people there whose stuff I wanted to see, Elijah included, and I did run into Elijah and talk to him. Sorry, the bugs are bad always here. It's either blaringly hot or buggy or both. So I happened to stop by Mr. Vin Russo's table, and I have been in the market for a male Sumatran short-tailed python of the chromehead variety for a while. And those of you that might be following Vin's stuff might be aware that he has this project that is called the Tuxedo Project. Now, Vin didn't name it the Tuxedo. Someone else did, I guess, is my understanding. And Vin had these animals pop up in his collection from stuff he didn't expect to get it from. I guess once upon a time, some animals were imported like this. So let's start off by showing off this really handsome chrome male. He is obviously a new addition, so we don't really have a really established relationship yet. Working on it. He is a Sumatran, so he's pretty chill, pretty laid back. Really cool pattern on this guy. Really great silvers and colors. This is an animal that a couple of years is really going to do some magic, as if the magic isn't here already. And so the Tuxedo seems to give them a little bit of a different pattern. You get the nice neck striping up there that you can see. Obviously, he is always fired up, at least as long as I've had him, which isn't all that long. I haven't gone in and opened his tub one time and seen him be dull and stuff. He is really, truly a fired up Sumatran. And by fired up, we mean color-wise, not anger-wise, although he is getting a little nervous at the moment, and I'm asking a lot of him. Here's a new animal that doesn't know me well. I've got him held out in the air. I always tell you guys, when these guys are nervous, if you hold them in closer to your body, it gives them a little bit more stability. Obviously, I don't want to put him in my face right now because we don't have that relationship yet. But I'm sure we'll get there very quickly. I'm going to hope that he's going to last for the duration of this video so that you guys can admire just how handsome this guy really is. And he's not at his peak of fired up right now that I've seen. I did get some pictures of him, which you can see up on my Instagram. I also posted them to Facebook. I might throw a few of those pictures in this video for you now that I'm thinking about it, and let you guys see what he looked like when I brought him home, because he looked really good that day, and it actually was a decent picture day. Hopefully we can hold him like this for a minute and he'll be comfortable. But just look at that chrome head. I mean, that's $1 million right there. I love good quality chromes, and after losing Sambuca, I have a couple of her daughters here. Not the best chromes that I've produced. Unfortunately, with chromes in the beginning, I did kind of a poor job of picking holdbacks. I did okay on some, but the ones I have are definitely fire up, fire down. When they're fired up, they look good. When they're fired down, they don't really look that good. This guy always looks good, which is what quality can do, and why I jumped on him right away, even though I wasn't necessarily planning on adding an animal that day. This was the one thing that I was in the market for, and boom, there he is, absolutely perfect. So this guy will have a couple years yet before he's going to go ahead and jump into any kind of rotation here. But I mean, just look at the pattern, at the color, the silver that's going down the animal's back and down the sides, the head. I really love that striping there, and I love the pattern here. On a lot of the other chrome stuff that I have, you don't get a pattern like this. It's just different, which is why it's got the name that it does. It's still like, it's weird. It's like classic Sumatran, but not, is the best way I can describe it, which I know makes zero sense. But around the neck, especially, and head, really dig it. Really cool animal. I would love to know in the comments what you think about him. Have you seen some of the Tuxedo stuff that Vin's produced recently? I know a couple other people around have some. I believe Elijah does have one. I can't think, somebody else has one that I follow and talk to on Instagram, and my brain's fried right now. I've had a massive headache all day, so I can't think. But there are a few around, and obviously Vin has some held back and is going to do some cool stuff with it, including eventually running some tuxedo to tuxedo stuff and see what's even going on, because the truth is we really don't know exactly what or how the genetics are working at this point. So it could just be a cool look and maybe we don't really go anywhere with it. I don't care. Even if we just make more of these, I'd be excited because that's a cool looking snake. It's very nice. The color quality is there. This is what quality line breeding and things can do for you, is get you to come out with this kind of stuff. One of the things that I really like with chromes, and why Sambuca was one of my favorites, is Sambuca had a darker body with the chrome head. A lot of times you see the chromes really lighten up the overall body. You get a lot of like yellowish colors in there. A little bit more of the brown is present, things like that, that I try to move away from in my darker Sumatran projects. And I think the key eventually is really putting the two lines together with purpose and holding back the right babies to try to get that look again. I tried to get that look from Sam in the 3 clutches that I did with her. I could not reproduce a baby that I felt looked like her, which was kind of frustrating. I tried chrome to chrome. I tried darker stuff with tucks from the Hartwig line to her. Just couldn't get something exactly what I wanted, which was basically a replica of her. I would have been more than happy with. So even though she's gone, I still want to try to fulfill that project at some point. And I feel like this is an animal that can help me get there a little bit more. He has some darker qualities as you look down the neck and stuff like that. As he ages, I think he's going to look the most like her of anything I have now. So I have those 2 females I'm raising up from her that will be ready by the time he's ready. And so we'll make some more chrome stuff, maybe put him to some darker stuff like Morticia or Voodoo Queen at some point, and see what'll pop out of that, and just play around for a while. And then in that time, by the time I'm messing with this, Vin should already have some stuff going on and see where the project's gonna go. So hopefully you guys will follow along with that here, and with him and with other people like Elijah that's doing the same thing. And just keep an eye on these projects. It's really cool what we can do with these snakes when we really have our mind focused and we make good choices. And you know, obviously this animal's handling this really well. So from a personality standpoint, he fits in with what I'm trying to do here. Even if he got nervous right now and took a shot, I've had him out for, you know, about 6 or 7 minutes now. So that's really pushing a new animal that doesn't really know me. And this is our first like real handling session. Obviously I've moved him, I've fed him already. I took pictures on the way home, like when I got home, but that's kind of within the realm of the show stress. So it doesn't really count as a handling session at that point. The animal's mind is not in a place where it's kind of processing anything to build a relationship with. Typically, there are some animals that just don't stress with the show and the travel. And so yes, maybe you are building with that, but you do tend to expect that most animals are going to have some level of stress from that. And so you want to let them settle in. He's been here now, I believe, going on 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, he already ate. And he's just been really fantastic. So this is his first extended handling session, and he's doing great. He's doing everything, checking off every box. You know, he's a little nervous, but he's not reacting to it. And that's all you can ask. He's starting to get a little swimmy right now. And so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So once again, make sure you guys jump in the comments, show me what you think of him. Share the video if you think the project is cool, whatever it is, and we'll see you guys again soon.